Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय राधा गंधर्विका गिरधारी श्री राधे जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की ब्रह्मवतो गौड़ीय संप्रदाय आचार्य गुरुवर की सब प्रभुपादों की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द सेवन डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द सेवन डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द सेवन डिवोटीज all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. So, Hare Krishna. So, one request as this morning's class, check your phones. Make sure they are not crying during the class. Put it on silent mode, please, or vibrate mode. And somebody can close that door because we have some Gandharva music coming from upstairs. Hare Krishna. So, we had this topic this morning, the challenges in Krishna consciousness. And this evening, we have the topic Prabhupada consciousness in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada consciousness in Krishna consciousness. So, it's a very, very nice subject that has been selected for discussion this evening. And hopefully we can throw some light on this subject matter. That way we can be more dedicated to His divine grace. Correct? So we will try to, with the whatever little capability we have, try to share this wonderful subject matter about Prabhupada Krishna consciousness in Krishna consciousness. So, before we start, let's sing one wonderful bhajan by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. You all can take your phones and pull up this bhajan, A bar, EAI, Baro, Karuna Karo, Vaishnav Gosai. Let me know if you all found this, all of you. A bar, and you can go to KK songs. A bar Karuna Karo. If you just put these words, keywords, and find KK songs. So first we will sing this song, and then we will try to explain its meaning and how it connects to our today's topic, Prabhupada consciousness in Krishna consciousness. Everybody found this song? A bar Karuna Karo Vaishnav Gosai. Where is the mridang player? A bar Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai. एक बार करुणा करो वैष्णव गोसाई। पतित पावन प्रभु केवा को थपाय। पतित पावन प्रभु तुम विने नाय। विने के होना गंगार परश होइले पश्चाते पावन। दर्शने पवित्र करो এই তোমার গুণ। দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এই তোমার গুণ। হরিস্থানে অপরাধে तारे हरि नाम। तुम स्थाने अपराधे नहीं परित्राण। तुम्हारा हृदय Govinda Vishram. Govinda Kohena Mora Vaishnava Para. प्रति जन्म कोरी आशा चरणेरा धुली प्रति जन्म कोरी आशा चरणेरा धुली नरोत्तम कोरो दोया अपनार बोली ए अधाम करो दोया अपनार बोली प्रति जन्म कोरी आशा चरणे धूली करो तमे कोरो दया अपनार भूली प्रति जन्म कोरी आशा चरणे धूली नरोत्तमे करो दया अपनार भूली दयाल वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदे। So Prabhupada consciousness, we have such great fortune if we realize, even if we get a little drop of information and realization about His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Why is there some distraction in the back? Somebody's phone is ringing, some child is talking, adults are talking inside. This morning only I requested. This is so important that we should respect this spiritual process. We mentioned earlier this morning the name of the Lord, the Kirtan Katha, the dham, etc., paraphernalia, or Sri Krishna. Many a time I have to speak this, especially when I'm in North America also. We find that we don't have discipline. This is very unfortunate. Many people are complaining, especially the Hindus or Sanatan Dharmis, that we are slowly, the number of Hindus is decreasing and other faiths or religions or dharmas are increasing. So who is to blame for that? Us. Because we do not show respect for our own religion. We do not show adar. Adar means respect. This is very important. We are right in front of Gandharvika Giridhari Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and we find that some people, in spite of me requesting earlier this morning, check your phones, even this morning, just before the class. If we don't respect our religion, who else is going to respect? They are laughing at us. You know, the number of Christians that are increasing, history is repeating. How many Muslims are increasing in this country? Very large numbers. 20 years, 30 years from now, we will become minorities. And this is not a political speech. This is an eye-opener. What happened in history will happen again if we are not careful. The Mughals came, they invaded India. They cut the chotis of the Brahmins, Vaishnavas, and they forced them into taking Islam. They whipped them. They came inside our temples. They broke the deities. Aurangzeb, the likes of them, they came and they destroyed Vrindavan. The deities, they actually broke them into pieces and they put in the temple a big scale, like we have Tuldan for Bhagavad Gita, no? What they did, those rascals, those scoundrels, those adams, they put on one side the broken arms and legs of the Lord and put meat on one side. And they were laughing at the Hindus. And this can very easily repeat in the next 20, 30 years. Some people say we are protected right now, Modi is there, Yogi is there, but how long will they be there? Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha dosha darshanam. Right? So, ISKCON is the only place where the maximum preaching is going on. And if we do not respect that and we do not take this seriously, nowhere else, anywhere else, such preaching is going on. And we ourselves, if we don't pay attention to this, don't respect, we don't teach our children, what does Prahlad Maharaj say? Kaumaram acharat pragya dharman bhagavateha durlabha manusya deha tadapi arthadam adhruvam. Kaumaram acharat pragya. From childhood, 4 or 5 years, the boys and girls should be trained. Dharman bhagavateha, in this Bhagavad Dharma, they should be trained in Vaishnava philosophy. Why? Durlabham manusya deha. Because this human form of life is extremely rare. So somebody may ask that although it is rare, but it is still short time. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, if somebody lives up to 90 years, it's a big thing. So what is the big deal? So Prahlad Maharaj says, although it is temporary, the human form of life, tadapi arthadam adhruvam. Tadapi arthadam. We can get the highest benefit of this human form of taking to pure devotional service and eventually ending up in the spiritual world, where once one takes birth there, will never come back again. But most of us, either we have some information, zero understanding, zero realization. I'm talking about ISKCON right now. Outsiders, they have no clue. And ISKCON is the only institution in this entire world that does such a fantastic job. Free classes. If you have, some of you parents have known, you put the schools, kids to the best schools, private school, how much money you have to pay than the government school. Some parents are working very hard so that their children can get a good material life. How much it costs? Take this child outside if your child is going to disturb. Please, my humble request. Sarvena Sukhi Bhavantu, not just me. Okay, Mataji? So the child doesn't have much intelligence, but the parents have to take care. Prabhupada was not very happy when the child was crying or talking or playing. It is the job of the child to do that, but it is the job of the parents that the whole sabha will not get disturbed. I appreciate you want to hear, but that is causing disturbance. Okay, so if the child persists, my humble request is, and then if you want, you can hear the recording later. So we have to respect that. I'm just speaking on that. I have interrupted my katha just to bring us to this point of consciousness that we have to respect our dharma. The Christians, the Muslims, and all the others are laughing on us. They are calling us sentimental idiots because we have no idea what our dharma is all about. Our child will tomorrow, when they grow up a little bit, they start asking a lot of questions. Mama, you are taking the name of Krishna, you are taking the name of Gopal, you are taking the name of Ram. Can you explain what all that is? And if we are not able to explain it properly, that child as it grows up, we have seen it with our own eyes. Trust me. They don't remain Hindus or Sanatan Dharmis anymore. They don't. They will become atheists, or they will change their religion to Islam or Christianity. I have seen that little children who are in our ISKCON movement, because I have been around for about 38 years. And I have seen from the time the child is born, when parents bring them to the temple, like how you bring your children, try to cultivate them. But if we do not give the proper attention, then as they grow up, they come into high school, college, they have their own mind because of their association. They stop coming to the temple. They start eating meat. We have seen it with our own eyes. So many I can recount. Then parents come and ask me, what should I do, Prabhuji? My boy is not listening to me. There is one case I heard in Toronto where the father and mother are good devotees. In one sense that they followed everything, but they had one big mistake that they did. That they were so fanatic about the programs, attending all them, but they forgot to take care of the child. The child was so little, grew up big, came to college, started associating with Muslim friends, started coming late at night, 1, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., started drinking, started eating meat. Father was so upset. He said, you get out of my house so many times if this is what you want to do. Sometimes the boy would shout from upstairs, stop this nonsense, all this rascal music, which was kirtan. Do you want us to see this day? I want to ask each parent. He said, I have a right to stay in this house, and if you talk more, he pulled out a gun. I will kill you. Father called police. Police said, what happened? We had some disagreement and he has a gun. So he asked the boy, do you have a license? He took out the license and showed. Finished. Police left. These are eye-opening lessons, my dear devotees. My heart burns when I see this happening. Train the children, train yourselves first. We see so many times kirtan is going on nicely in the temple. Even the adults are sitting in the back, talking into their WhatsApp, this, that. Free education we are getting. But if you have to go to Harvard and Stanford, you know how much the fees are per year to go into a big medical college like Johns Hopkins in Massachusetts? Hundreds and thousands of dollars are spent just to get by the fees, and plus over and above living costs in the dormitory, and eating cost a lot of money. Here we are getting free education, but we don't have value. That is a shame on us if that happens. I'm not saying all of you are like this. This message is for those, in spite of being pointed out, that please check your phones. Please don't talk in the temple hall. I am here just for one day. Tomorrow, last day. Some other speaker will be coming here. Why can't we respect our dharma? If we don't respect, who else is going to respect? We see children are left to walk in the aisles and play in the temple hall. In America also I say the same thing. Out of the main katha I have to spend about 10 minutes trying to request, trying to even be hard by giving the same examples that I quoted here. This is not a playground or a garden. Look at some of the good things that we find in Islam. One Maulvi is leading the namaz. Everybody leads. No children are playing. Nobody is talking. No phones are ringing. One father is speaking a sermon in the church. There is pin drop silence. Everybody's, no children are playing. Then why in our Sanatan Dharma temples we make this a playground? We make our lot very cheap. We make somebody who is spending time and energy to educate for free. Why do we disrespect them? Ask this question and spread the word and train your children, your grandchildren. Because if it is okay to do it now for those children, when they grow up, when they will have children, when their children will be playing in the temple here and there, hither and thither, they will not. Because my parents never showed me that real value or respect. So please, remember what I said today. If you can, it's good for us. Otherwise, 20 years, 30 years finished. No more. That is why all the big deities from Vrindavan had to be shifted to Rajasthan. Radha Govind Dev Ji, Radha Madan Mohan Ji, Gopal Nath Ji, Srinath Ji, Gopinath Ji. All of the big deities were shifted to Rajasthan under the protection of the brave soldiers, the Rajasthani kings, where the Mughals or the Islamic tyrants could not invade. That is why they remained in their protection in Jaipur, Karoli, Nathdwara. So this can repeat. Today we are sitting nicely in this temple. 20 years, 30 years, we may not get a chance. This won't be a temple. They will convert it right away into a masjid or a church. The British broke our backbone. When they invaded India, they knew that Dharma was such a big thing. Sanatan Dharma, everybody was so strong. How do we infiltrate? Just like they make plans of infiltrating the enemy lines. How we can enter into that. They make a strategy. And the best way they found is to infiltrate the Dharma, Sanatan Dharma, break them, break the backbone. And they were successful in doing that. The British. They rewrote our history. I remember when I was studying in Bombay, our historians were British. The books were British. They wrote in there, I still remember as a child, that Mahabharata and Ramayana is mythology. Myth in Latin means imaginary. And we, like idiots, accepted it. There are so many historians in India. There is a board, but our mentality still remains British Gulami. We see that everywhere. That's happening. Even now that mentality has not phased out. So the point being, the main point is respect our dharma, and then we will all have the chance, because 20 years, 30 years, most of us who are here in our 40s, 50s, 60s will not be. But those children, they will be here. And what will happen? History repeats. We forget very fast what happened How did they attack us? Brutally they killed us, raped our women, took our backbone, our Sanatan Dharma away from us. So please, this is an eye-opener. My humble request to all of you. Every temple I suggest wherever I go, keep one volunteer. We have volunteers for serving prasadam, many of them. One volunteer, sometimes by mistake some people are talking or they have a children. Politely we can say, can you please, not talk, or if your child is, agitated, take him or take her outside. One volunteer should be, and then see the difference. How much quality in kirtan will be there? How much quality in artis will be there? How much quality will be there in the kathas? This temple will become Vaikuntha. And Vaikuntha is not obtained whimsically. It's obtained by discipline. What does Shishya mean? Anybody? Again, I will make this interactive. What does Shishya mean? Can anybody raise your hand and tell me the meaning of the word Shishya? Yes?
Who follows Guru's instructions.
Yes, that is the symptoms of a Shishya. Okay. But what does the word actual Shishya denote? Yes, Mataji? Very nice. One who accepts discipline voluntarily is known as Shishya. And Guru means is more than one meaning. Guru means heavy. Guru, one who takes away the darkness. We say that in the Mangalacharana, Om Jnana Timir Andasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitemyana Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So that voluntary acceptance of discipline is Guru. And today we are talking about Prabhupada consciousness. Srila Prabhupada was very particular about that. Externally he was like a thunderbolt. Internally very soft, like a softest cotton or a softest lotus. But in order to teach, actually Mahabhagavats, they cannot preach. Srila Prabhupada is a Mahabhagavat, so how is he preaching? There is the definition of the different categories of Vaishnavas. Actually there are 9 categories. Kanishta, Kanishta, Kanishta Madhyam, Kanishta Uttam. Madhyam Kanishta, Madhyam Madhyam, Madhyam Uttam. Uttam Kanishta, Uttam Madhyam, Uttam Uttam. So Srila Prabhupada is the category of Uttam Uttam. So, how is it that he is preaching? Only those who are on the Madhyam platform can preach. Because one who is on an Uttam platform, they don't preach, because this morning what did we mention? The more humble, that means more advanced. So they are so humble. They are thinking that, who can I preach to? I am so fallen. I'm not qualified to preach. That's their consciousness. I am not qualified to preach, because even in their minds they are thinking, even that prostitute is better than me. As an example, because that prostitute is doing a certain karma in order to either give a sort of a reaction to somebody who deserves it. So she is a part of Krishna's plan, as an example. It's difficult to understand, but just accept it if you cannot understand. Everything happens with the sanction of Krishna. Supposing, I'll give you another example. Somebody gets beaten, then his karma demands that. And somebody wants to beat, so the matching, just like the computer matches data and brings the result. In one time, there was one group of devotees. In the olden days, they used to do Padayatra and go to the different tirthas. So, there were dacoits also at that time. So, they used to loot the tirtha yatris, those who are going on pilgrimage. So, one group got attacked and got beaten very badly, and in that there was a sadhu in it, in saffron. He also got beaten. And they took all the money away and all the jewelry and everything. And most of them were bleeding and most of them fainted. After some time, another group of pilgrims came and they saw that. And they immediately, started throwing some water on them, sprinkling them, giving some water, reviving them. So one pilgrim from the second group asked this sadhu, what happened? So you know what he said? He said that Krishna, the one who beat us is also Krishna, and now one who is giving us water is also Krishna. These are the realizations of pure devotees. So Mahabhagavat cannot preach. They are in Babaji Vesh mostly. They mostly just do bhajan and they feel so humbled that they don't feel like preaching at all because they think that they are not fit to preach. But a Mahabhagavat, for the benefit of mankind, they come to the Madhyam Uttam Adhikari platform and they preach for our benefit. So Srila Prabhupada's consciousness, we should have that first of all, he is not ordinary. He is a Mahabhagavat. We should be always of that consciousness. Srila Prabhupada used to say that a lot of the other dharmas or faiths, they say God is great. Like even the Muslims, they say Allahu Akbar. Akbar means great in Arabic. And Allah means their God. So God is great. Christians have already declared that many times God is great. And Prabhupada used to simply smile and say, but they don't know how great He is. I mentioned this morning that I've gone to many interfaith meetings. And for somebody who is accustomed to preaching, you hear from others also what they are talking about God. So that this becomes a good example when we are preaching to devotees. So many a time when they started reading from the Quran or from the Bible or from the Torah, the different holy books of their respective religions or faiths, so they used to read so many things about God, La ilaha illallah, Bismillah, Al-Rahman, Al-Rahim. So meaning, there's nobody else, there's only one God. La ilaha illallah. Bismillah, He's all auspicious. Al-Rahman, Al-Rahim, He is most merciful. That's what it means. So, that is general information which any great personality or the expansion of the Lord has got those qualities. But Prabhupada said, they say God is great, but they don't know how great He is. And I also have said this in some of these interfaith meetings, that look, I like what you read from the Quran, or I like what you read from the Bible, etc. But we in the Vedic culture, especially those who are worshippers of Krishna or Vishnu, Vaishnavas, they have more information than what you have provided. So, we know many names of God. Just like in the house, person is only one, but what we call in India is pet names. That person has more than one name, right or wrong? So if we have pet names, ordinary persons, why not God can have many names? Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. Many forms. So we know the names of God. We also know the name of His father and mother. We know where He resides. We know the names of His friends. We know His activities, what He does from morning to night, 24 hours, Ashtaprahar. What kind of activities the Lord's is. So I humbly fold my hands sometimes and say, please accept this information if you can. Or if you have some better information than what I am providing, I am willing to accept that. if you can give me more information about God. So that way, they must accept what we are saying, even if they don't like it. This is not some competition. This is the reality. If somebody says, or if I say I have got a grey and white shawl, then you must accept it. You may not like this color, or you may not like this color, or you may like it very much. It does not matter. The fact is that this is a grey and white shawl. So similarly, we are most fortunate to have such, but why we get this information is because of their divine graces who bring us this information. One time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he had a meeting with, this is in the 1920s, meeting with one Professor Suthers of the Ohio State University, who was a theologist, study of religions, a professor in that. And he asked this, he has this some good questions he is asking Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He asked this question, that you are talking about a faraway land, which you're talking about Golok Vrindavan. How do we know this is true? How do we know this is true? So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur answered that when somebody comes from a faraway distant land and brings information and passes the information as it is, then that person who is listening is most fortunate. And for those persons who are listening to bogus people, who are just not speaking the truth, then it is their misfortune. So he said that we are very fortunate that we heard from our spiritual masters about that special place in the Vaikuntha region known as Golok Vrindavan. Although he is from there. Now, talking about Prabhupada consciousness, let's start with Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. We all say it every day. Every time we bow down, every time we finish Kirtan, every time the Jai Dhwani is being called out, or every time we just enter the temple hall and when we bow down to Srila Prabhupada, we all say Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. We recite it. Namam Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale, most of the time, it is on a mechanical level, without understanding how deep this Pranam Mantra is. What is a Pranam Mantra? Pranam Mantra is the qualities of that Vaishnava or their lordships that are expressed in a few words or in one stanza or a stuti. It is packed with a lot of transcendental qualities that only great Vaishnavas can compose. In the minimum words, they maximize the glories. I'll repeat that. In the minimum words, they maximize the glories, either of a great Vaishnava or the Supreme Lordships. That is Pranam Mantra. So, we should contemplate our consciousness. This topic is of Srila Prabhupada. What does it really mean? Why are we saying this? By the way, one question again, let's make it a little interactive. Who composed Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra? Loudly. Who said that? Who said that? Did you say it? Thank you very much. Most people don't even know that. How many of you all did you know honestly that Prabhupada composed his Pranam Mantra himself? Be very honest. Raise your hands. You all know. Okay, very nice. I am impressed. Because even in large crowds, even some of Srila Prabhupada's disciples don't even know that. So you are very fortunate. And now the rest of you are very fortunate to know that Srila Prabhupada composed his own pranam mantra. Now, the next question may arise that why is Srila Prabhupada, who is such a great Acharya, glorifying himself? That is not generally done in the Vaishnava line. So today, if I sit on this Vyasasana and I only talk about myself, I'm so great, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, that sounds so much foolishness and so much nonsense. And it is only just a reflection of humongous pride when somebody does that. Even we find in the devotee community, they keep on bragging. We call that word bragging about themselves. I did this, I did that. I have been here. I am a devotee for the last 40 years. I know this. I did this for the temple. You see those tiles? I brought them. You see this altar? I brought them. You see this whole temple, which is that land? I brought that land. And there is more than one claiming that they brought the land. So for somebody there is bogus. So what we call them as a acronym, it's a little secret I'm sharing with you. We call them eye specialist. What does that mean? That eye specialist. Generally, eye specialist means the doctor of the eye. But when we say eye specialist means eye specialist aa gaya. This eye specialist has entered. So most people will not understand in the code language. This person is eye specialist. So is Prabhupada an eye specialist? He is not. Right? Everybody agrees? Yes. Why? Now the next question is coming, why? Why? Now we are talking about Prabhupada consciousness. Right? So why is he? You all agreed that he is not an eye specialist. Then my next question is why? Why is he not?
Because he's using the word Prabhupada, which is also referred to the previous name also is Prabhupada. He's not using his name also. His own glorification.
No, his name is there. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinam. His name is clearly there. No. Wrong answer. Sorry, Prabhuji. Forgive me.
Right. He was teaching.
Good point. Anybody else? He said the answer is he was teaching. Anybody else has any other points before I proceed further on this point of Prabhupada consciousness? Loudly, please.
When he initiated the initial disciples in US, at that time they were unaware of how to modify the spiritual master.
Perfect. And your answer is also right. So he wanted to teach and how to glorify the spiritual. When Prabhupada started the Bhagavad Gita classes in New York at 26th 2nd Avenue, at that time, hippies only used to come. Some were drunkards, most of them were drug addicts. And Prabhupada, somehow or the other, found a few compassionate or a few well-wishers who said, we have a little storefront, we can do your programs there. And in the back there was a studio in the small apartment building where Prabhupada actually lived. And Prabhupada would speak on Bhagavad Gita Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. So slowly while he was speaking, he was, after doing Jai Radha Madhav, he started reciting the Jai Dhwani, Jai Om Vishnupat Paramahansa Parivrajakacharya, calling out the Guru Varga's names, and he taught them, you must bow down when I speak this, because they had no idea. But they had so much faith in, at that time he was called Swamiji. Swamiji's words. So they bowed down. But there was one, his name was Greg. He used to stand in the back where Prabhupada's Vyasasana is, that far back. And everybody would bow down, but he would stand like that. So Swamiji, Prabhupada would say, yes, Greg, what's your problem? Why aren't you bowing down? So Greg would say, Swamiji, I just don't feel like bowing down. No, you must bow down. He said, no, you must bow down. And when you bow down, Prabhupada gave such a wonderful answer. You will give up your false ego in installments. The more you bow down, the more false ego we will give up. So then finally, and that he became later on Garga Muni. That Greg was Bruce's brother, Brahmanand. These two brothers. So even now Garga Muni is still in Vrindavan. He stays there. Brahmanand Prabhu, he passed away. He left his body. So it is a fact that they did not know anything. They did not know how to wear tilak. They were using bed sheets and wrapping around like lungi. They didn't even know how to wear dhoti. And the funny thing is they don't even know what cleanliness is. They use toilet paper in the bathroom after doing the big job. Prabhupada taught them, no, you have to use water. That is the most important cleansing process. And you have to take bath every time you pass stool. Prabhupada taught them everything. So Prabhupada needed to teach them the importance of the spiritual master. Once they started getting initiated. And there was nobody to compose that. So he himself composed this pranam mantra. So Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. Now let's take the first line. Prabhupada consciousness. Because all of us recite this pranam mantra. Right? Does everybody who does not know Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra, raise your hand. Everybody knows. So our consciousness is what when we chant that. So I will try to touch upon a few points. About 7 years ago, I gave a seminar in our Krishna Balram Mandir in Vrindavan on Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra only. Never done before. And many Prabhupada disciples blessed me. They said, we have never heard such a thing. So this is Prabhupada's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, the Varishta Vaishnava's mercy that I was able to speak on such a sublime subject matter. But I will give some highlights today considering the time restraint. Prabhupada consciousness. So, when we start with the word Namaham Vishnu Padaya, the word Nama means to surrender. That is there in every, most of the, even when we greet somebody, Namaste, Nama Astu. So I offer everything to you. That is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma. In America they say this, my house is your house. In Mexico they say, mi casa, tu casa, in Spanish. But in Sanatana Dharma, especially in the different millenniums, they really meant it. When Bali Maharaj asked for 3 footsteps, great king like Bali gave it. Did not say that I will give you, ask me anything. When it was asked, Karna, he immediately gave everything, whatever was asked. Even he tore out his that shield that was already implanted in his body. Namaste, Nama. So Nama is a sign of humility. First thing is humility. When we surrender to somebody who is superior to us, that benefits us. Whether even if we are going from material angle in school, what do the students do? When the teacher walks into the classroom, they are talking. What's the first thing they do? They get silent and they get up and they greet the teacher. This good morning is British. But in the Gurukuls, they used to bow down, not get up, stand up, and they would offer their obeisances to their Guru. Nama Astu. The Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. That word Om, it's a long explanation. Mayavadis also recite Om. Omkar is also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. which is the sound vibration that represents. But for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they have a deeper meaning of the Om. It is Radha and Krishna combined in Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The consciousness is important. Like this morning we mentioned, I had asked somebody to remind me, I had asked this question, what was that question? And I said, answer it in the next session. Anybody remembers the question that I left? Yes? Why is it that the Mahamantra is not Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe? Why is it Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. And many of you instantly said that we are addressing the internal potency of Krishna Radharani. Hara, we address as Hare. That is grammar. Like if we want to call somebody's name is Sita, we don't say, hey Sita, come here. No, hey Site. That's the grammar. That's how you, that's the Sanskrit Vyakaran. Vyakaranam. Hey Site. Site means you are addressing. But when you have to say that such and such a person did this, and if her name is Sita, then we say Sita did this. Sita did this, no. Sita is only when you are addressing, when you are calling. So, I mentioned that earlier. It is not only Srimati, earlier we mentioned that it is because in the early days, Srila Prabhupada, they would not understand what Vraj is. What is the devotion of the Rajvasis? What is the devotion of the gopis of Vrindavan? That's a very high subject matter. It is easy to explain to Indian body devotees, but very difficult to explain in the beginning days to the Western devotees. So he said in a very simple way, which even today we use that translation, which is 100% valid, that it is the internal potency of Krishna, Srimati Radharani is Hara. But if we further study that deeper, then again the question arises, why not Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe? Right or wrong? Logically speaking, why Hare Krishna? So the answer I have given, does anybody remember? In the morning, or I did not touch it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in the second verse of Chaitanya Srishtastakam. How many of you all know the Chaitanya Srishtastakam? Please raise your hands. Very nice. What is the second verse? Loudly and clearly recite it. Nicely, I said. See, this is the biggest problem we have. No, wait. Stop. Please stop. My humble request. When we are reciting verses, when we are reciting the holy names, it should be melodious. It should be very pleasing. What's your name, young boy? Yogi. Yogeshwar. Thank you. So if I say, Yogeshwar, can you get me some water, please? So very nicely and sweetly I'm calling out the name of Yogeshwar. But if somebody says, Yogeshwar, then, so like that, when we are addressing the Supreme Lordships, we should have that sweetness in our hearts. When we are reciting the verses, nicely, not some Rajdhani Express. No, very nicely. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Saktis. Like that. That way, Krishna is very pleased. Otherwise, simply reciting like a parrot gone out of whack. Not even an ordinary nice parrot, but a parrot who has got sore throat. How bad music to the ears. Sorry to say that. So this is all about consciousness. That's what we have been discussing. The challenges of Krishna consciousness. Being Prabhupada conscious means what? Have you heard Srila Prabhupada? I'm sure you all have when he was singing. Krishna Kirtana Ganana Paratano Premamrita Bonidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Karo Nirmatsaro Pujito Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. Although he was an old man, he did not have the most melodious raga, but how sweetly he was singing. When that mood came, He Radhe Vraja Devaki Chalalite He Nanda Suna Kuta. You could feel him crying along with his harmonium when he played those songs. So many Vaishnava bhajans. You could feel his voice was choked. That sweetness was there. He was calling out, He Radhe Vrajadev Ki Chalalite. O Radharani, O Lalita, Lalite, addressing Lalita. Lalita, Lalite. He Radhe Vrajadev Ki Chalalite. Hey Nanda Suno Kuto. Where are you? I'm searching everywhere. Out of separation. This Chada Goswami Astakam was compiled by who? Anybody knows? Which Vaishnava Acharya? Don't look it up on Google. Srinivasa Acharya. Who was a disciple of? No. Gopal Bhatta Goswami. We sang this morning, right? Daya Karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamange Narottam Das. Who is that Ramachandra Sangamange that Narottam Das Thakur is asking for? Yes, anybody? See, we sing these bhajans, we recite the pranam mantras, but sometimes like the verse parrot. We have to pause, proper meter should be there, and then we do that, it will be pleasing. So what was my question? Last question. Who is Ramachandra? Don't look in the Google, please. Be honest. So, no. Some say, hey, I've got these answers. Dashrath Nandan Ram. What is that got to do with our bhav? This morning only we discussed. Our bhav is Vrajras. And Lord Ramachandra is in Vaikuntha. Far apart. Two different rasas. Two different mellows. Right? But the Ramachandra is Ramachandra Kaviraj, who happened to be Narottam Das Thakur's grand disciple. And he wrote this bhajan in his separation. When he passed away, when he left his body, at that time he starts right from Mahaprabhu all the way to Ramachandra Kaviraj. It's a Vaishnava Vilapa Janita Viraha bhajan. He is in separation of Ramachandra Kaviraj. He wrote this bhajan. Anyways, coming back to Srila Prabhupada's consciousness. So, that Om means Radha and Krishna for Gaudiya Vaishnava. And I was giving this example about the Mahamantra we were speaking. So, Mahaprabhu says, and who is Mahaprabhu? Quickly. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So, and which Krishna? Krishna of Vrindavan. Not the Krishna of Dwarka, not the Krishna of Mathura. We have to specify that. Okay, Nandan Krishna, Yashoda Nandan Krishna. That Krishna. So if he is saying, now let's analyze this a little bit. That way we can come to the conclusion. Those who do analysis in Sanskrit is known as Nyaya Shastra. But especially those who are Vaishnavas, nobody can beat their logic. Not even the Mayavadis, not even these disciples of Sri Shankaracharya, who are very much experts in grammar. But at the end, what does Sri Shankaracharya say? Bhaja Govinda, Moodamate, Samprapte Samhita Nahi Rakshati Dukkarne. All this grammar that you are studying, becoming big Vedanta Pandits, it's not going to help you when you are going to die. Bhaja Govinda. Finally, he told Moodamate, oh, you foolish people who are just studying Vyakranam, So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let's try this again. Second verse. Ready? Let's go. Bolo, sab log, everybody. Why you all scared now? नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्व शक्ति तत्रार्पित नियमित स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममयपि दुर्दैवमिदृशम् इह जानिना अनुरागः. Especially all from South India. My wife always says the South Indian Brahmins are the best. When we have to do somebody's getting married, so my wife will always say that if you get Brahman, get Kannadika Brahman. She always said that. The pronunciations are perfect, everything. So we can also glorify the lordships like that. So namna makari bahuda nija sarva shaktis. The important word here, please pay attention. Those who are interested and those who want to get distracted, distract yourself but don't others. Nija, please pay attention. Nija sarva shaktis. So Nija means my own. Now who is speaking this? Loud and clear, please. Who is speaking this? And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna. Which Krishna? Vrindavan. So if the Vrindavan Krishna is saying Nija Sarva Shakti is my own, energies have been invested in these holy names. So when the word Nija comes, I like to use this example. When we go to somebody's house, they say, Prabhu, Mataji, this is my husband. This is my daughter. This is my son. This is my brother. This is my sister. This is my father. My mother. The word is my. My is Nija. So far clear? The word Nija in Sanskrit means my own. Rather, to be more clear, my own. My own. Now when the Krishna of Vrindavan is saying my own means who? The Vrajvasis. And because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the bhav, wants to obtain the bhav of Srimati Radharani. So who is that Nija? Nija means Sarva Saktis. It is plural, not just singular. So it means all those gopis, manjaris and Srimati Radharani are included in the word Hara. Please try to understand it. This is a little bit deeper. Especially those who are preachers, they will have to understand this. Therefore, when we are addressing the word Hare, we are addressing all those great personalities. Our Prabhupada is also present in the word Hara. Our Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is also present in the word Hara. Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj is also present in the word Hara. They are all Nija Sarva Shaktis because they are all Manjaris. Somebody asked Prabhupada, who are you in Radha Krishna's Nitya Leela? He said, if I tell you, you will faint. He did not reveal his identity. But we know the identity of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is Nayana Manjari. We know the identity of Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. He is Guna Manjari. We know the identity of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ji. He is none other than Kamal Manjari. We know the identity of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He is Rasik Manjari. We know the identity of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who is Vinod Manjari. We know the identity of Narottam Das Thakur, who is Champaklata Manjari. We know the identity of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he is Guna Manjari. We know the identity of Jiva Goswami, he is Vilas Manjari. Sanatan Goswami is Lavanga Manjari. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Raghunath Das Goswami is Tulsi Manjari, or also known as Rati Manjari. She has two names. And also, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is known as Rasa Manjari. Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami is Kasturi Manjari. Loknath Goswami is Manjulali Manjari, the initiating spiritual master of Narottam Das Thakur. We sing that every day. What is that verse? What is that line? Lokanath Lokera Jivan. So, most of us, we don't even think about it. Narottam Das Thakur has composed this bhajan and he's calling out that my spiritual master Lokanath Goswami is the life and soul of all the Vaishnavas. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Because he's such a great Vaishnava Acharya that he is, just like for us, Srila Prabhupada is our life and soul. Is it not? It should be. If not, then there is a problem. So Prabhupada consciousness means we have to understand that all this, he is also personally present in the word Hara. And all this is from the Shastras. I am speaking as it is. This is not some kind of an imagination. You want reference, I can give you reference. Mahamantra Dipika by Jiva Goswami. And many Acharyas, even Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakurji has in Harinam Chintamani has explained the importance of the holy name and what every word means. So we have to take that onus of building that desire to know more about Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Then and then only Krishna will make that arrangement for us. Otherwise we will be stagnant. Bhagavad Gita is great, it's good, but it is only to a certain foundational level. But to enter Golok Vrindavan, Bhagavad Gita is not going to help. It is not going to help. Somebody may say, why is this Prabhuji saying that? I am not saying it. Read the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda, Madhya Leela chapter 8, where he has said that this Bhagavad Gita is also external. Iho bhaiya aage koho. Tell me more. But we have to learn Bhagavad Gita properly, or the fundamental principles of Bhagavad Gita as Vaidhi Bhaktis, in Vaidhi Bhakti, and then we can advance into Raganuga Bhakti at some point. Not jump into Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, no. But at the same time, not jumping is one point, and at the same time, not being stagnated, just staying there in Bhagavad Gita. Advancement, Prabhupada said that Krishna consciousness is dynamic, it is not stagnant. It is not stagnant. So if we are stagnant, something is wrong. Either our enthusiasm is low, just like somebody, just giving a very simple example to understand. We find that in villages, somebody has passed SSC, 10th standard, satisfied. They are very happy. Father, mother, everybody. अरे ये SSC है, इसका शादी हो जाएगा. बाकी सब लोग 3 चौपड़ी 4 चौपड़ी पढ़े हैं. Some people, they have only studied 3 or 4. No, I'm talking about the old days, not now. Okay? So they studied 3, 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade. Anybody who has done SSC 10 is considered big in that village. Highly learned scholar. And they are satisfied. Some people are college students are satisfied after they pass their undergraduation. They are satisfied with that. Some are satisfied with their bachelors. Some are satisfied with their master's degrees. Some are satisfied, so on and so forth. They stagnate. So if we stagnate in Krishna consciousness, that is not a very good thing, especially if we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we would have wasted our seat. Just like some of us, we get admission, some students in the best colleges, IIT. So much hard work to get there, right? So many exams to pass. Some of the best colleges, IIM for MBA, Masters in Business Administration. And supposing we get there, the student gets there, and simply when the professor is teaching that subject, but they are thinking about music or arts, don't you think that would have wasted that seat? So similarly, we will waste our seat in the college of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu if we do not take full advantage of the subject matter. If we don't, first we collect information, slowly, understanding and then realization. So the word Hara is simply meant all the internal potencies, and because Nandan Krishna is speaking, the 16-year-old Krishna, who is the youthful Krishna, Nanda Kishore, it naturally indicates by the Nyaya, According to Vaishnava Vyakaran, it means it is the gopis and manjaris and Srimati Radharani who is the topmost amongst all of them, whom the rest of them serve. That is, the address goes to them first. And then, by their mercy, we will be able to serve Krishna. How many of you all know the meaning of the word Ram in the Mahamantra? See, again. Yes, Prabhu. Again, I want to specify one thing. It is not a test. Don't feel bad if the answer is not correct or it is not what I expect. It only the genuine attempt for me and even Krishna within our hearts will be pleased. And I like to give this example. When a little child is just ready to learn walking, how many times the child falls down? But the parents are very pleased. Again, he will get up, take some chair, take some table, and will get up and start walking. That gives a lot of pleasure to the parents. Similarly, just that genuine attempt is good enough for Krishna. Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardhan. So yes, what does Ram mean? Yes, Prabhuji.
Give pleasure.
Yeah, that is true. That is the actual meaning of the word Ram. Not even King Dashrath asked Vasishtha Muni that in the Namkaran Sanskaram, that what will you name my first son, firstborn? So I will call him Ram, Vasishtha Muni said, because he will give pleasure to all the devotees. So consciousness of that word Ram is correct. The meaning is correct, grammatically speaking. But I'm looking for some more deeper answer if you all know it. Otherwise, I'm ready here to share based on my capability. Yes, Prabhuji? Reservoir of same thing. Almost same. Reservoir of pleasure, yes? Balaram. Okay. That answer is also acceptable. But okay. Now what we will do, I will give another example of consciousness. And then perhaps this question will fall in place. What does Ram mean? And then perhaps we can try a second time. All of us. Okay. So in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram. Just concentrate on these two words, Hare Krishna. So this Krishna means all attractive personality. We all know that, right? So this Mahamantra was recited, it's since time immemorial. It's eternal, this Mahamantra. It is not that it only came during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time or during the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. It was always existing. Even today we find in South India, the Sri Sampradaya, and even in Maharashtra, they chant Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Right? So for those, what is their consciousness? When they are chanting the Sri Vaishnavas or the Vaishnavas who are attached to the personalities of Vaikuntha, for them the word Hara means Lakshmi Devi and all her servants, internal potencies. Okay, one meaning. And Krishna means the all attractive Narayana in Vaikuntha. So that grammatically it is not wrong. But consciousness wise, a Sri Sampradaya Vaishnava, a Maharashtrian Brahmin who is chanting Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, that consciousness may be slightly different or different. And a Gaudiya Vaishnava, when he is chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that consciousness is different. How I can make this very simple? I have said this in many lectures. And though, by the way, those who would like to, if you like what I speak, you can follow me. I have my own YouTube channel and also I have my own WhatsApp group. It is called, my website is called Pure, Pure, SEVA. So one word, pure like pure water, and Seva, SEVA, all one word, CA for Canada, not com. Again I will repeat, PURE SEVA for Seva.ca. Once you click onto it, there will be on the top, there will be a tab. There are many lectures there. Last 2 years I have not been able to upload because somebody was helping me, is not available anymore. But in any case, if you join the group, all my lectures are uploaded right away after the katha, because this is live. It is my laptop is open, so that is for those who have joined in the group, or later on they will be able to view the katha. So there will be a tab, join WhatsApp group, and it will be, you will be able to join this group. So anyways, coming back to the topic, because there are so many things that I say today may not be in full completion, but at least I am trying to cover the essence. But if more, so for example on Chaitanya Srishtastakam, I think I have 22 sessions under the seminar section, and each lasts about 2.5 hours each in Chaitanya Srishtastakam. It is, and whatever, I have so little brains. In spite of that, by the mercy of Guru Gauranga, I was able to speak 22 sessions. It went on for 22 weeks. Once a week I was doing on that. Recently we did seminar in GEV, 11 sessions, approximately 2 hours each on Samsara Davanal prayers. Just 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, in Govardhanika village. And even there they have the Bhakti Vedanta Vidyapit. So half the classes were done during the Bhagavatam session, half the classes were done in the college. So those who are interested may certainly take your own sweet time and follow. And actually when you click on pureseva.ca, it will lead you to bhagavat.ca, because that is the main website. But many people make mistakes. There are too many A's in the word Bhagavat. BHAGAVATA, 4 A's. So if anybody misses even one A, they will not be able to access the website. So that's why I found this subdomain, pureseva.ca. So it is very easy. There is no repetition, and it is like easy to access it. So don't be surprised when you enter. You will enter finally. When it opens up, it will open up bhagavat.ca. Okay. So what was I saying? So what I was saying is the consciousness part. So when the Sri Sampradaya Vaishnavas chant, they also chant Mahamantra, but their consciousness is their Narayana, Lakshmi Devi, and these on the servants of Lakshmi Devi in the word Hara. And Krishna all attract to Lord Narayana. So I would like to give this very simple example about consciousness. In the morning, when the child is ready with the school uniform, standing by the door and just uttering one word, Papa or Appa. So father is still getting dressed, putting his tie on, ready to go to work. He says, yes, I'm coming. Beta, I'm coming down. I know we have to take you to school, and I know I'm a couple minutes late. So immediately he takes his coat, his briefcase, and he comes down the steps and says, come on, beta, let's grab the car and we go drop you to school. The child did not say anything except she just recited the word Papa. Consciousness was, Papa, I'm getting late. You have to drop me to school. Consciousness of the father was that, yes, my child is waiting by the door ready and I am late. So I have to hurry up and I have to drop her to school. Clear in this example? Now in the evening, let's say around 8:30 p.m., same child is calling out from upstairs. Let's say if it is a 2-story building or a villa or something like that, or flat. Papa, she calls out or he calls out. So immediately father, who is sitting downstairs in the living room reading the newspaper or maybe working on his laptop, stops. Yes, beta, I'm coming right now. And he stops everything, puts the laptop away and immediately rushes upstairs. Yes, beta, I know I have to read you a nice story before I put you to bed, tuck you to bed. So what is the consciousness in the word Papa at that time for the child? That read me a story, Papa. He's ready to go to sleep. And Papa is saying, yes, beta, I'm coming. I know you want me to read you a story. The word is Papa. Similarly, all what you have said, Ram, reservoir of pleasure, one who gives pleasure, they are all correct, not incorrect. But what is the consciousness of the Gaudiya Vaishnava when he is chanting the name Ram. Kind of. Radha Raman. Ranjyati Ramyati iti Rama. So, Radha Raman. So again, I don't, actually this class is about Prabhupada consciousness, not about the Mahamantra, but those interested, go into Chaitanya Sistastakam and I will, all those details are there on the holy names. So it is Radha Raman. So we are addressing that one who gives a pleasure of reservoir for Srimati Radharani in particular, is that Krishna of Vrindavan as Radha Raman. That is the meaning of the word, that consciousness of the word Rama. Clear? Okay, but more details, that's why I gave you the website. And go into the seminar section, you will see it. If you scroll down properly, you will see it. Okay, don't do it now, do it later. Okay? So it is the consciousness. So in Prabhupada consciousness, Namam Vishnu Padaya. Now, question to all. What does the word Vishnu Pad mean? Loudly, please.
Lotus feet of Krishna.
Yeah, very nice. Lotus feet of Krishna. Anybody else? But why the word Vishnu? When Gaudiya Vaishnavas have got nothing to do with Vishnu. Right or wrong? Aradhya Bhagavan of Rajeshatanayas. Not Vaikuntha Adhipati. No, there is no, that's not the ras. Just like I gave the example of my grandmother. Even within Vrindavan, there is different rasas. So she is only interested, her focus is Bal Krishna. Her focus is Srinathji, the 7-year-old Krishna who lifted Govardhan Hill. She doesn't like to see him grow up. And it is true. In Golok Vrindavan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in one book called Krishna Samhita, whatever the bhav of the devotee is, Golok Vrindavan is like a lotus. And these are known as prakostas, different leaves, petals that form the lotus. They are known as prakostas. And each prakosta is based on the bhav of those particular devotees. Krishna is always, so in one prakosta, if there are devotees who just want to see him as their darling boy, then he never grows up. He remains eternally and they can eternally serve him. In one prakosta, they want that the sakhas always want to play with him and they have that sakha bhav. He remains in that sakha bhav. But sometimes he jumps from one prakosta to another prakosta also, where he is simultaneously present in all these prakostas. In Madhurya Rasa, which is in the center of the world, of the lotus, that's where it is called Shvetadip. And that's where the Madhurya Ras devotees, like the gopis of Vrindavan, they relish the pastimes in that mood. So all these details are there. So I'm coming back to Srila Prabhupada. So why Vishnu Padaya? What has Srila Prabhupada got to do with Vishnu? Also, the same question can arise. Every morning we sing Tulsi prayers. Vrindaya Tulsi Devaya Priyaya Keshavasya Vishnu Bhakti. Some of them change that to Krishna Bhakti. That is wrong. That is not Shastra. That is speculation. Completely speculation when we do that. It may be our intention that we are not asking for Vishnu Bhakti. We are asking for Krishna Bhakti. But it will be explained now in Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. What does Vishnu Padaya mean? So, to that, we have to slightly go into Damodar Ashtakam. In the Damodar Ashtakam, it is mentioned that it is a subtle conversation, Sukshma Samvadam, between Krishna and Satyavrat Muni. We don't know that. That is why we just mechanically sing that song. But once we relish it, also my Damodar Ashtakam seminars are there on it, on that website. If you are interested, you can go through them. Each session 2.5 hours. This time in Kartik in Vrindavan, we did 3-day seminar on Damodar Ashtakam. I had limited time, but I tried my best to share as much as I can. So in the 4th verse, Satyavrat Muni is telling Krishna, Varam Deva Moksham na Moksham Avdima, na cha Vrinayam Varishada Apiha, Idam te Vapurnatham Gopala Balam, Sadame Manasi, Avirashtam Kimanye. Krishna is very pleased with Satyavrat Muni because this is a conversation. And in that conversation, Satyavrat Muni is praising Krishna's Aishwarya in Gokul. There are so many Satchitanandas, but I am only interested in Gokule Brajmanam. Number one point. Second point, he is praising his ornaments. Lasata Kundala Gokule Brajmanam. So he is praising his ornaments. Third point, so that is Rupa Visesa. First is Aishwarya Visesa. Second point is Rupa Visesa. Third point is Leela Visesa. That Leela Visesa is a special Leela with his mother where she catches him. Yashoda biyu lukat dhavamanam paramistam atyanta tato dhritya gopa. From the back, Mother Yashoda catches him and ties him to a grinding motor. Right? So that is Leela Vises. Aishwarya Vises, Rupa Vises, Leela Vises. So and then in the third verse is also what is Vises is Dham Vises. Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhyapayantam. Ghosh means Swagosh means my own land, my own village, my own home, which is Gokul. So Satyavrat Muni is praising how you drown the residents of Gokul into pools of ecstasy. So Krishna is very pleased. So he said, okay, stop. Enough. Like supposing someone says, Prabhuji, you have a very nice shawl. Prabhuji, what a garland you are wearing. So many different colored flowers. Prabhuji, beautiful lens frames you have got for your glasses. Then suddenly we will ask, Prabhu, what do you want? इसका इतना मस्काबाजी क्यों कर रहे हो? So you understand मस्काबाजी in India? Polson butter. Why you are buttering me? Okay, so he is upset, Satyavrat Muni. He is upset. And then he says, when somebody is upset, Prabhu, enough. Mataji, enough. Like upset mood, right? We do that. So he's saying, Varam Deva, oh giver of benediction. That is more or less like an abusive term to Krishna of Vrindavan. Because nobody in Vrindavan calls him by that name. There are two categories of names our Shastras explain. One is Gauniya Naam and one is Pramukh Naam. Gauniya Naam is Hey Bhagwan, Hey Paramatma, Hey Parameshwara, Hey Vardhan Ishwara, Varam Dev. And he uses that word again in the same verse. Vara Ishad. So that is Gauniya Naam. That is not very sweet to Krishna of Vrindavan's ears. But what is sweet to his ears is Pramukh Naam. Hey Gopinath. Hey Gandharvika. Giridhari. His eyes widens when we speak those names. When we recite those names. Hey Madan Mohan. Hey Keshav. These names are connected to his past. Hey Yashoda Nandan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written so many songs that are just Krishna. The Vimshottara, now 20 names of Krishna is written in the song form. So those names he loves. When a devotee says that, his eyes widens more. Arey, kaun hai? Bolne wala ye? Everybody calls me Bhagwan, everybody calls me Parameshwara, everybody calls me all those Gauniya Naam. Pramukh Naam means that devotee is also Pramukh. Very special. And Krishna's names attached in Vrindavan, either his pastimes or his devotees. Yashoda Nandan, Nandanandan, Gopijana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. So all these names are Pramukh Namas. So when he does not speak Pramukh Nams, he is actually telling Krishna, enough. Even before you start, I don't want liberation, mukti. I don't want mukti. I says, Krishna says, why not? I'm very pleased with you. You are praising everything right from my earrings to my mother's catching me and tying me, and you are also praising my Gokul. So I have to give you something. I think you want something. So many yogis are sitting in line. Pantastu koti sattva sara sampragamyo vaya rathapi manaso muni pungavanam so api asti yat pripita simni govindamadi purusham tamam majari. So many yogis are sitting, doing pranayam. Thousands of years. Kapalbhati, doing all this yoga system right from the Nabi, taking the chakra all the way here, and then they burst and it goes back to Godhead. So much parishram they are doing for thousands of years. So much efforts they are doing. So I will put you in the line. I was asking yesterday, Rasiswar Prabhu and that other Prabhuji who came to pick up at the airport, how far is Tirupati, the Al Balaji from here? He said about 140 kilometers, 150, something like that. Yeah. So he said, big line there, Prabhu, I heard. I have never been there, by the way. Yes, sometimes it takes 3 days in the common line. Then what about special line? So that if you pay 300 rupees, then immediately he said, no, Prabhu, you have to wait at least 6 hours. My goodness, 6 hours after paying 300 rupees. NRI line, separate, at least minimum 2 hours. So here Krishna is telling Satyavrat Muni, immediate I will take you, give you liberation, put you in front of the line. And all these yogis are waiting millions of years in line, but I will put you in front of the line. But he's upset, Varam Deva. No, don't even think like that. And then he says, okay, fine, I will give you Avat. Avat means Vaikuntha. I will give you Vaikuntha. So he says, don't even think about that. And Nacha Anya, Sanatana Goswami in Digdarshini says that Anya means I don't even need the bhakti of Prahlad and Dhruv. That is the commentary. Digdarshini Deepika. So he has rejected, Vaikuntha has rejected that liberation that all the Brahmavadis and Mayavadis get in Brahma Jyoti. So then Krishna says, okay Baba, what do you want? You only tell me. This is the beauty. That is why the Gaudiya Vaishnavas love. Why Damodarashtakam? And it appears, especially until the fourth verse, it is under Vatsalya Ras. So what have we got to do with Vatsalya? Mataji asked me this morning. You asked me, no? Right? Laddu Gopal, what is? But eventually I said, one has to take the benediction from Laddu Gopal so that we can enter what Mahaprabhu came to give us. But in any case, so he is saying that give me, if you want to give me that idam devapurnatham gopalavaram sada me manasi avirashtam kimani. I don't want anything else. Just now I saw this wonderful sweet leela of the pastimes of you being tied by your mother. If you want to give me all that. That will manifest eternally in my heart. So Krishna is happy, he says, Tathastu. So be it. So then he comes to the 5th verse where he sees in his vision the beautiful form of Krishna, his curly hairs. What is that verse? 5th verse? Idam te mukham bojam atyanta nilair ritam kuntalai snigdha raktais cha gopya muhus chumbitam bimba rakta adharam me. The beauty of Krishna's lips, beautiful like the bimba fruit, reddish. And the kissing of the gopi. But here it is not specified, particularly it is Mother Yashoda. It is Mother Yashoda also, but it is also the gopis. So here the meaning of the word Damodar for Gaudiya Vaishnavas is not only Krishna being tied by the dam or the rope of Mother Yashoda in Gokul, but dam also means when Krishna is naughty and harassing the gopis, breaking their pots, etc., they even tie him with their uttariya to a tree, to a tamal tree. Therefore, he is also known as Damodar. Did you all know this meaning? Any of you? So, dam means a rope, something that you tie, and udar means stomach. So, many a times Radharani punished Krishna. The gopis punished Krishna. You are late. You are supposed to meet me 2 hours ago, and you are coming like a big lordship. Who do you think you are? Vishaka says, okay, let's tie him up. Let him learn a lesson. So next time he will not come late. This is Vrajras. And there is so many harsh language that is exchanged. The gopis say, when the Krishna upsets Srimati Radharani, which Krishna loves more than the Vipras or the Brahmanas who are well versed with the Vedas. He loves when Vishaka says she's got a very, very, what do you call it? Tikha tongue. Tikha means very spicy tongue. The moment Radharani is upset, she will say, Radha, what we should do is, not let him back again when he comes. Let him go back where he came from. And like that, you are black, your heart is also black. So, like this talk is going on. That is the real rasa that we want to really enter into. It's okay to recite Vishnu Sahasranam and all those different stutis. But Krishna is not as pleased as when we are remembering those pastimes. Then Krishna is so pleased. Wow, you know. Just like Krishna is telling, wow, Satyavrat, you know about how my mother tied me and how she caught me from the back and how I broke the pots and how I climbed on the grinding motor and how what a mess I made in the kitchen. And then I tiptoed into that other storeroom with all my footprints showing, and my mother was laughing, seeing that. At the same time she was angry. So, you know, wow. So when we know this wow of Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Vraj, what he's intended to give, that's a big wow on Srimati Radharani and Krishna's face. Big wow. We become very special. That is why Krishna tells in that same verse that Idriksa Lilavir Ananda Kunde Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhyapayantam Tadi Ishit Agneshur Bhakti Rijitar. Here Krishna is speaking, the last two lines. So those, my dear devotees of Vaikuntha, those who have knowledge of my Ishita, Ishita means that I am the supreme controller. Learn from my Vrajvasis. They don't even have knowledge that I am the supreme personality of God. You learn from them pure devotion. Krishna is instructing the devotees of Vaikuntha, and all of them, those who are not in Vrajras, is instructing them. So in the 5th verse, when he sees that Radharani and all they are tying, so now he has got that greed of Madhurya Ras. Greed is very important. We all have greed for money. We all have greed for so many material things. So what does Prabhupada said? What does Rupa Goswami say? We have to, one price of pure bhakti is, if we can purchase anywhere, purchase it right away with our greed. Like we have, this bottle is costing 10 rupees. It has, when you want to purchase, you have to pay 10 rupees. This shawl maybe is costing 500 rupees. You pay and you get it. A ticket to America costs maybe 1 lakh rupees. You pay and you get it. What is the price of pure bhakti? So, Rupa Goswami has said that in Padyavali, that pure greed, that we find in the 5th verse of Mangalarti. See, we don't think like that. Sri Radhika Madhavya Rapara, Madhurya Leela, Guna Rupa Namna, and how? Describing the sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna, the transcendental qualities of Radha and Krishna, the transcendental names, Nama of Radha and Krishna, with Pratishan, every moment with great greed. Lolupasya. Lolupasya means greed. These are our acharyas, who are with a great greed, always speaking Harikatha, always explaining Harikatha, always relishing Harikatha, always relishing the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, always relishing the pastimes in Vrindavan. Tomorrow we will be speaking about Vrindavan. Tomorrow the topic in the morning. So, that greed has to arise. We have greed. Prabhupada said, we have all these bad qualities, but simply we have to change the direction and use these qualities for Krishna's consciousness. So when we get this morning, I said no, that unless and until that greed doesn't arise in our hearts, we will not be able to get entrance into that divine realm of Golok or of Vrindavan. Greed must arise, and greed comes with desire, and that desire arises out of proper association. We have to crying school. You remember? Srila Guru Govind Maharaj said, we have to open crying school. So we have to cry to get that bhav, to get that association, to get those desires. That association is inspired when we hear such Harikatha. Then our standard, our bar is raised, like they say in the United States, raise your bar. You probably know what is raise a bar means, raising our own standard. So in Krishna consciousness, we have to raise our standards. So here in the 6th verse, after everything got lost, he became so greedy, but Krishna is testing him. So just greed, temporary greed is not allowed. That is not qualification for entering Vrindavan. It has to be apratiyata, without any interruption. When that flow of greed is continuous, not that right now I feel it, then it will die, then day after again it will rise like a wave. In Madhurya Kadamni, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that for the sadhak or the Vaidhi Bhakta, it is like a wave. Sometimes we feel so good, then sometimes we feel depressed. At some point we will become equilibrium. It will be on the highest point of consciousness. So that's where we need to reach. So here his greed is there, everything is there. To further advance from Vatsalya Ras to Madhurya Rasa. But Krishna says, forget it. Whatever I have given you, also take it back. I gave you Vatsalya Ras Bhav, I am taking it back. Just like pitch blackout. Suddenly you are watching a nice movie and then the screen goes blank. So these wonderful pastimes were wonderfully manifesting in his heart of Bal Gopal. That also. So then he does Nam Sankirtan. Nam Sankirtan. Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu. Prasita, please be pleased with me. Oh Damodar, oh Vishnu. So here the question arises, I had to say this whole 5 verses to come to the point of Vishnu. He has already rejected Vaikuntha. That means Vishnu, Narayan, etc. all included. Then why is he calling out Vishnu? And the answer, yes? No. I mean, that is a little vague answer, Prabhuji. But good attempt. Thank you. When somebody has already said, no, I am not interested in your Vaikuntha. Varam Deva, Varisat, Rakho aapke paas. Nahi chahiye. Don't want it. Very nice. That is why we have to hear from the right source. We are fortunate if we hear from the right source. Our acharyas are such wonderful. Prabhupada's consciousness is so amazing. In his books, he has so many nicely explained. Srila Sanatana Goswami explained that Vishnu means, the meaning of word Vishnu in Sanskrit to all-pervading, in English, yes. So who is that all-pervading personality? It's that Krishna who is simultaneously present in Radha Kund performing pastime at noon, having his lunch. All the gopis are bringing different kinds of foodstuffs for his bhoga, and simultaneously he is present in one prakoshta in Nanda Bhavan. Bhajabhakata Vatsala Sri Gaura Hari. In that bhajan, Bela Vailo Damodara Isai Khano. Mother Yashoda is saying around at noon time that it is late. Oh Damodar, come here. Bela Vailo Damodar Aisa Ekhon, now please come and sit and have your prasadam. Take your bhoga. So how nicely Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing how Krishna, Nande se nirde se vaisi girdari. On one side Girdari, Krishna is sitting. On one side Balram is sitting. And Base Sakha Baise Sari Sari. And he's along with his coward friends. They're all having lunch in Nanda Bhavan. Now, how is it possible that he is having lunch in Nanda Bhavan and simultaneously is present in Radha Kund having lunch with Srimati Radharani and the gopis and the manjaris serving him? We sing that, what is the pranam mantra of Govind Dev Ji? Divya Vrindaranya Kalpa Druma Srimad Ratnangada Simhasanastu Sri Srila Radha Govinda Devo Preshta Livi Sarvya Mano Sonravi. So after having their meal, they are sitting on a nice swing, Divya Vrindaranya, in this forest of Vrindavan, Kalpa Drumat, under a nice Kalpa Vriksha, and they are sitting on a nice Ratnangana Simhasanastu, on a nice golden throne they are sitting, and Sevyamano, Preshta Livi, with all the Preshta Sakhis, their dear most Sakhis. They are serving them. Krishna wants laddu, they bring a whole nice laddu. Radharani needs some khas sarbat. It is hot, so cooling sarbat is brought. Chamar, somebody's peacock fan, somebody along the veena is singing some nice cooling songs according to ragas. You all, some Carnatic music, you all should know, some of you, that raga is based on time, place. You don't sing any raga at any time or in any season. Some ragas are very cooling in effect. Some ragas in the winter time, they bring about the heating effect. Like that. Some ragas, when Malar brings rain, brings the cooling effect. It is true. Those who are so expert. So Radharani is the most expert in singing. And so are the different Sakhis who have learned from her. So, Preshta Livi Sevya Mano Sarami. All these Preshta, this most dear to Radha and Krishna, they serve Sevya Mano Smarami. I am remembering that. That is the Pradhan Mantra of Govind Dev Ji. So, we find that simultaneously is present. Simultaneously present in Kumudvan with his Sakhas. Sakhas are simultaneously present in Nanda Bhavan taking lunch. Sakhas are simultaneously present in Kumudvan, sometimes in Kamyavan, bringing their own lunches in the little baskets or little gutteries that the mothers have packed. Laddu, yogurt, somebody has brought some barfi, somebody has brought some kachori, somebody has brought some puri, somebody has got some sabji, and they all take their gutteries, they open up and they all start eating each other's lunch and sometimes even grabbing. When Madhumangal, he loved laddus. Challe balle laddu khai, Sri Madhu Mangala, bagale bajaye or de Haribol, Haribol, makes that pak pak sound. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is present. See, we don't, when that is our consciousness should be there, he is observing as Kamla Manjari. Radharani has also cooked in that bhajan along with Yashoda Ma. And after Krishna is finished, then Krishna takes all refreshments like the mukhwas, tambul, etc. And then he sukhe nidra gela. He simply goes to sleep after. And then Radharani sends Dhanishta and Anito to bring the remnants by taking permission from Yashoda Mai. Can we take those remnants? And Yashoda Ma sends Dhanishta. Dhanishta is one of the maid servants in Nanda Bhavan. She is very, very expert in serving Krishna and even outside of Nanda Bhavan. She acts like a jasus. Jasus, you understand? Spy. So she goes and figures out so many things in Nanda Bhavan and outside Nanda Bhavan. So Dhanishta Sakhi, she has been sent by Mother Yashoda, bring all that, what is left over. And then Radha hoye bhunje hoye prite bhunje hoye. Meaning with great relish she takes the remnants of Krishna. And whatever is left in Radharani's plate, the rest of the Sakhis enjoy. So much detail is given in just in one bhajan. That is Vrajras. Maybe I should have spoken about this tomorrow. So the thing is that Ananda Vishnu means unlimited different pastimes are happening simultaneously, all pervading. Vishnu means the son of Nanda Maharaj who is all pervading in Vraj, satisfying all devotees simultaneously. In Kumudvan he is sitting with his Sakhas. And Paramananda Das has written one bhajan. Aaj dadhi meetho madana gopal, aaye paat banaye dona, dije saban ko baat, ke aaj dadhi meetho madana gopal. Aaj dadhi meetho madana. They are also having lunch at about 12 noon. And today all the Gopas are saying, all the friends, that today this Gogat is very special, very, very sweet. Bahut din Kumudvan base hum. Many times we have come to Kumudvan and we did this picnic. Aso swad kabu na chakyo. We have never tasted such sweetness. Why? Because Mother Yashoda has packed this sweet yogurt and he distributed it. It's in a matki, in an earthen pot. And he distributed everyone. Finished. Now there are some in the back, they didn't get it. So Krishna says, Jin nahi payo, suno re bhaiya, meri hateli chaat, ke aaj dadi meetho madana gopal. So Krishna was making the leaves from the tree, making donas, leaf cups, and putting little and giving to everyone, but had finished. So when he scraped the bottom, the sides, and he has got so much still left on his palm. So he's saying, Jin nahi payo bhaiya. Those who did not get, oh brothers, come forward. Meri hatali chat, lick my palm. And therefore those who licked his palm said, this is the most sweetest yogurt that we have ever tasted. So all this is happening simultaneously. And that is the meaning of the word Vishnu. For us, just like the word Papa, Again, example to example, so it becomes easy to register. So the consciousness of the Sri Sampradaya or the Vaikuntha Sampradaya, it is from Padma Puran. Even when we say Vrindaya, Tulsideva, Priyai, Keshava, it's a Vishnu Bhakti Pradesh. So don't change that. For us, Gaudiya Vaishnava, Vishnu is, give me Bhakti of that naughty Krishna and Vrindavan, who is simultaneously present everywhere, performing his pastimes. No need to change it to Krishna Bhakti. Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavata. Consciousness. That's why Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada consciousness. So Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. Vishnu Padaya means that all pervading Krishna, where Srila Prabhupada is present in most of his pastimes. So there is some secrets about Srila Prabhupada. Some speculate, especially those outside of ISKCON, they say that your Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada's sannyas name was Swami Maharaj. Did you all know that? Just simple, Swami Maharaj. When he took in his sannyas from his senior god brother, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, 2 persons were given sannyas that day. One older than Srila Prabhupada, his name was Muni Maharaj, simple name, Muni Maharaj. And to our A.C. Bhakti Swami Prabhupada, the name was given Swami Maharaj. When in Gaudiya Math they said Prabhupada, it meant Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Because at that time, Swami Maharaj had not even gone to America and he did not even get the title of Prabhupada. So Swami Maharaj. So some say that this Swami Maharaj has only given you ABCs in Krishna consciousness. And he has mentioned in his poem, one of the poems, Markine Bhagavad, that when will the day come when I will be frolicking in the meadows of Vrindavan and do Lutaputi. Lutaputi is what he did with Madhumangal. Madhumangal, when he saw the whole basket of laddus, he took all and popped them in his mouth. Last laddu was left and Krishna said, hey, I did not get it. And before he could eat the whole thing, Krishna grabbed half that laddu and popped it in his mouth. That is called Lutaputi. Right? When children, when they luto, they take forcefully. No, this is mine, this is mine. And that's how Lord Brahma got bewildered. What kind of a God is he? That he is eating half-eaten laddu, that Brahma Viman Leela. Most of you all know that, right? So, as I was saying, that Srila Prabhupada Vishnupad, always. So he is more than, we can say safely that some personalities, Krishna likes them so much that they may be present in more than one rasa. Simultaneously present as Sakha. Simultaneously present as one of the Varishta, in the Madhurya Ras, devotee, Manjari, Bhav. Simultaneously present. We cannot limit Krishna and Krishna's desires. If he likes somebody, like a particular friend, he likes a very, very dear friend, so wherever he is going, he is also going. He doesn't take everybody. Right? So Srila Prabhupada is so special. This is a very secret word, Vishnu Padaya. So this Vishnu here means all pervading Krishna everywhere in Vraj. And Srila Prabhupada, that is why he did not reveal his identity. But if we are very careful in studying Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, we can safely say that he is so dear. That is why he is Krishna Preshtha. One who is most dear, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. And he came from Bhutale. Our consciousness is that he is not ordinary. He came from Golok Vrindavan to this earthly planet. So much. Just in one line it took me about hour just to explain Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. So sweet, is it not? After hearing what is the opinion of the devotees who are present here. So Prabhupada used to say, coming back to that original point that I made, some of them say God is great, but they don't know how great he is. I say one more thing I wanted to add a little bit, that we all say Prabhupada is great, but we really don't know how great he is. We really don't know how great he is. He is great. Every day we sing Guru Puja. Ha Prabhu Guru Daya Deho Padacha. We dance and dance and dance. But internally, how much do we know about his greatness? How much do we know how dear he is to Radha and Krishna? How much do we know what Vishnupad is? That is Prabhupada consciousness. if we make that endeavor deep down, it will be explained to us. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Prabhupada consciousness. What does Srimate mean? Sri means nearly Lakshmi Devi. But here Sri is Srimati Radharani. Mate means whose consciousness is always in the service of Radharani. That is what Manjaris do. It's a specialization. Nikunja yuno rati keli siddha yaya alivir yukti rapekshaniya tatrati dakshat ati vallavasya vande guru sri charnar. We sing that, but what is the internal meaning of that stanza? That means that they are doing Nikunja yuno rati keli siddha. These Manjaris have understood the most innermost seva of the amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna, which even Lalita and Vishakha and the Astasakis are not given permission. When they go into some special seva into the Nikunja, only they go, the Manjaris. Our Srila Prabhupada is present, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is present, all our Acharyas in the Gaudiya line are present, Rupa Manjari, under the direction of Rupa Manjari. Radharani cannot order Lalita and Vishakha, but she can order the Manjaris. Radharani cannot tell that, to Lalita, get me some nice cold water, but she will immediately, Are ja, le a mere liye thanda pani. She will tell the Manjaris. So Manjaris have got a very, very special position. And that's why when they come out of the Nikunja, the internal mood of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the fifth verses is Sri Radhika Madhavya Rapara Madhurya Lila Guna Rupa Namnam Prati Shanasva Dana Lolupasya Vande Guru Sri Charnaravinda. What is that greed? So when they come out of the Nikunja, Lalita, Vishakha, Astasakis, they all surround them. What happened inside? Tell us. We missed it. What is that verse in the Bhagavad Gita? Tushyanti, Ramyanti. What is that verse? What is that verse even applies to this high ras in Vrindavan? That then the devotees discuss amongst themselves. Tushyanti, Ramanti cha. They relish. So, Lalita, Vishakha and all the gopis, they relish these wonderful things that they are saying, they are hearing, what they saw. Oh, Radharani was upset when she went inside because Krishna was late. Then what happened? Now they both are laughing. They are smiling. So what happened? Give us the details. And every detail. The little Manjari will say with great greed, Pratishan, every moment what happened, every detail. You know what happened? They are like little girls, like this little girl here. You know what happened? Radharani was crying, but then Krishna took his own uttariya and wiped her tears. And Radharani said, No, I don't need you. Go away. And Krishna said, Oh Radhe. And he was speaking sweet words. Jayate Goswami says, he is also in Manjari Bhav, Dehi Pada Pallavam. Oh Radha, I'm so sorry. Give me your lotus feet, put it on my head. This is our rasa. Bhagavad Gita is okay. But then when we enter into this, Pacho Ingli Ghi mein sar kadai mein. Those who understand that Hindi part. So that day with a lot of greed. Oh no. You know what else happened? Then Krishna took a nice chamar and he actually you forgot that part. So one Manjari tells, you forgot to tell this. So then they fill in all Pratishanasva Dana Lolupasya with great greed until they have finished every minute detail. What happened inside the Nikunja. That was Tatra Ati Dakshat Ati Vallabhasa. They are so expert in the service of Radha and Krishna. Seva is not an ordinary thing. We think it is ordinary. We don't actually even know the real meaning of Seva. I had heard this from a very Varishta Vaishnava many years ago. That Seva means the recipient of the one who is rendering service to should be satisfied. It is not so important that the renderer of the service is satisfied. I will repeat that again so we can all absorb it. The one who we are serving, that personality should be satisfied. Whether we are satisfied or not is not the important thing. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in one of his bhajans, Tomara seva jadi kashta jadi hoy, shahi to parama sukha. For me, even if I have to go through many, many difficulties and miseries while serving you, difficulties, but I will consider them as param sukha for me. I will consider them as the epitome of happiness, although I feel lot of sometimes lot of hardship in serving. But for me, that hardship is nothing but the highest bliss for me. So right now, what we do seva in the temple, there are different varieties of seva. One seva is that we are told, can you do this? So then the devotee does that only seva. Another devotee is told, but he won't do that seva. Can you give me this seva? He wants to be elective and selective for that seva. Another devotee is told, but he will not do any seva. But some devotees are so expert, and that is why Tatra ati dakshadati vallabhasya. That is the consciousness of Srila Prabhupada. Srimate. What does my Srimati want? What does Rupa Goswami's pranam mantra say? Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Mano Abhishtam. Man, where is Man? Do you know where Man is? Where? Very nice. Haribol for this young boy. Haribol. Many people show here. Man is not here. They're Buddhis. But Man is within the core of the heart. The core of the heart. So see, Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam. This personality, Rupa Goswami, has known within the core of the heart what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desires, even without saying anything. That is real seva. That is why our Manjaris, our Prabhupada is Tatrati Daksha. They are expert. Daksha means expert. Ati Vallabha. Therefore they are so dear. Namam Vishnupada Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. And I like to give this example, practical example in our material lives we see. Let's say there is a big wedding. And then, let's say we can take the example of the father and mother of the person who is getting married. So now the days are coming very close. A big, huge wedding. In India we see there is so many, thousands of people come sometimes for the wedding. So there is a lot of seva or work to be done. And the family is also big. Maybe that person has 7, 8 brothers, maybe 5, 6 sisters, so many friends. But when it comes to seva for the child's wedding, he only catches the best. He will say, out of the 7, 8 brothers, he will catch one brother. You will be responsible for all the catering. And the brother will say, no worries, don't even look behind. It is done. You have appointed me this seva, it is done. Another one, he catches his best friend among so many friends that you will be responsible for making sure about the decoration. Make sure that it's very nice and very eloquently done. Very, very nicely done. So that friend says, don't worry my friend, it will be done. Out of so many friends, one friend is selected. Out of so many brothers, one brother is selected. So similarly, in Vaikuntha, in Golok, there are all liberated souls. All are pure devotees. But even amongst them, there is some that are so special, who can do this special seva, who can understand the heart of Srimati Radharani, who can understand what real compassion is to the core, just like Mahaprabhu's compassion. Therefore, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. There are so many in Golok, but he is one of the most dearest, chosen and picked, hand-picked by Srimati Radharani, by Shyam Sundar, by Giridhari. That I have some job, will you do it? Yeah, what is there? Tell me. No problem. You don't want to hear what that job is? You will go to New York, in the dirty place where there is drunkards and where there is drug addicts, and you will stay with them. No problem. With a smile. Leaving Krishna in the comfort of Golok Vrindavan, personal presence, going to New York in the worst area, and doing that seva. Therefore, it is Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. That should be our consciousness for His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. How fortunate we are that we have got such a wonderful Acharya. And that is the reason why we have Srila Prabhupada in the center. We may be initiated, not initiated, initiated by different gurus, but our Acharya is Srila Prabhupada. It is faulty to call any of our gurus as Acharyas. Srila Prabhupada never selected an Acharya. Please try to understand that. That's not become sentimental. Sometimes if somebody hears this recording, they will say this Prabhu is speaking nonsense. No! No, it is not nonsense. Ah. Can I compare my spiritual master, initiating spiritual master with Srila Prabhupada? My spiritual master will be very upset if he thinks that I am of that consciousness. There's no comparison. What Prabhupada is, the rest of them are great Vaishnavas, but they are not acharyas like Srila Prabhupada. That's why Srila Prabhupada appointed the GBC system, where there will be a democratic process, so that the ISKCON movement the administrative branch will work very nicely. So we have to be aware that Srila Prabhupada, but I am not talking about Ritvigism, just to make sure and make it very clear. They also believe, but they consider themselves as disciples of Prabhupada. We are not disciples of Prabhupada. We are grand disciples of Prabhupada. Okay? Big difference. Activity may look similar, but there is a fault in their philosophy. But they are also devotees. We should be compassionate. Pray for them. They are also chanting, etc. I said this morning. But philosophy-wise, there is a major deviation in their thinking. So Acharya is only Srila Prabhupada. And he will always remain our Acharya. Nobody can be compared to him. Nobody. Can anybody say for sure that my Guru Maharaj is one of the Manjaris, or my Guru Maharaj is the great assistant of Rupa Manjari? Can we say for sure? We can speculate, maybe, but not. And that is the reason our acharyas in the line of Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, they are perfect in all respects because they are in the inner circle. Yes, it is true that our Guru Maharajas can be present in that inner circle because Srila Prabhupada will grab them by the hand, first purify us all, qualify us, then he will bring us to Ananga Manjari, who will initiate us into Manjari Bhav. Just like our Guru Maharaj initiates us into Harinam Diksha, into Brahman Diksha, Sannyas Diksha, there is also a Diksha for Manjari Diksha. So in the spiritual world, actually, Radharani's younger sister initiates. And now you are such and such a Manjari, you will be serving under this Manjari and serving under this Gopi, this is your residence, this is what your seva is, this is what your dress is, all this is given to us. And that will come, it's mentioned, if we read the books properly, Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, Ado Shraddha, first we have faith, we come to the temple. We associate with devotees. And then the devotees tell us that if you are serious in your spiritual life, please chant the holy names, follow the 4 regular principles. That is called Bhajan Kriya. And one becomes very serious in Bhajan Kriya, also taking initiation in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. In our ISKCON movement, we take initiation. Not considering that we are direct disciples of Prabhupada. No, we are not. Okay? That is a myth. That is imaginary. Okay? So, then after Bhajan Kriya, when we do it properly, minimum 16 good rounds, follow the full regular principles, follow Srila Prabhupada's instructions, read his books, then the next stage will be Anartha Nivritti. All that is dirty in our hearts will be cleansed. Then our holy names that we are chanting with Nam Aprad or even Nam Avas, then we will, from Anartha Nivritti stage, we will enter into Shuddha Nam in that stage. Then the next stage is we will be Nishtha, we will be fixed, completely fixed in our devotion. And Ruchi. And in Nishtha and Ruchi stage, we will get the Raganuga Bhakti Lobha, the greed. Right now we don't have greed. We may have a little greed, but it comes, it disappears, comes. It is not spontaneous and it is not continuous. So in that stage, after Anartha Nivritti stage of Ruchi and Nishtha and Ruchi, we will attain Raganuga Lobha. And when that Lobha comes, Krishna will make that arrangement to serve Raganuga, excuse me, to serve Raganuga Bhakta. And he will impart us Chakshudana Dilojai Janme Janme Prabhu Zai Divya Gyan Rita Prakash. What is that Divya Gyan? For the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, not Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is also Divya Gyan. But here, like Papa. That Divya Gyan means Raganuga Bhakti. Hriday Prakashita, even within the heart, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada is just waiting to give us that Divya Gyan of Madhurya Rasa, of Manjari Bhav, to give us that knowledge. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. That Vidya Vadhu Jivanam internal meaning is when we will get the Pranali, Siddha Pranali, we will know who we are in Radha Krishna's Nitya Leela and Vrindavan. Which body, which personality. That is possible while sitting here. Not that after we go there. No, we know it beforehand. So in Nishtha and Ruchi stage, we will get the Raganuga Bhakti Lobha. And then, when we get Asakti stage, the next stage after that, that's when it is revealed in Asakti and Bhav stage who we are. Divya Gyan, Hriday Prakashito, it is revealed to us. Just like a father who has got big industrialist, big businessman. There are many secrets of the business. When his son is small, play, get toys, enjoy, take it. When he grows up, goes to college, now he has done his MBA, he has passed with flying colors. Now he says, from tomorrow onwards, you are going to sit in my office. He instructs his managers, put another table, another chair. And that son is now joining the father. And now what does the father do? He opens up secrets, one door after another for the business. This customer is always bargaining. When you want to give him the price, add 20%. And then we will get our desired price. This customer, he never bargains. So don't jack up the price for him. Whatever our price is, you just give it to him. This manager has been with us since your grandfather. Sometimes he has got a little temper, but tolerate him because he is so honest. You are not going to find that such an honest person. He has nothing but good for our business at heart. So sometimes he may be acting a little erratic, but don't lose your temper as a young boy or a young man. And make sure you give him full respect. Just like I give him respect and your grandfather gave him respect. This bank account is for accounts receivable. This bank account is for accounts payable. And we also have some cash. This is the code of the safe. So anytime you need cash, you take it out. This is the special code. You open it. And I'm only giving it to you. So similarly, this bhakti or Raganuga bhakti, our Prabhupada, our acharyas are simply waiting to open the different, because we cannot explain a level of business to a child. Same child, but when he grows up, when he is ready, similarly we have to qualify. We have to be ready to enter Raganuga. And we don't have any classes on Raganuga bhakti, by the way. If somebody says that, he's a cheater or she's a cheater. We can have classes on Bhakti Shastri, we can have classes on Bhagavad Gita, we can have classes on Bhakti Bhava, Bhakti Vedanta. But there's no Raganuga Bhakti, as like somebody very nicely said, and I always will remember, and I hope you all will remember. It is like a man and a woman falling in love, or a boy and a girl falling in love. It just happens. When it happens, you will know. You don't go to school or college how to fall in love. So this Raganuga Bhakti is simply by the Shravanam process and by the service to such Vaishnavas with their wholehearted, they will give you those secrets, share with you. And when we follow proper procedure and chant very nicely, it will be revealed in our heart. While we are chanting these different dashas, Srila Prabhupada, our acharyas, Rupa Goswami, if we are very lucky, Naradji, he will reveal all these secrets of Raganuga Bhakti and Vraj Prem. So, and then finally Prem. Prem is also many different times in Vrindavan. We will talk about that tomorrow because we are talking about Vrindavan. Okay, but that is Prabhupada consciousness. We don't know how great he is. We may have, maybe once in a while we get a glimpse, but his greatness is unlimited, just like Krishna is unlimited. Very, very important to know. Krishna Preshtaya Bhutaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste. I have heard most of the devotees say Saraswati Devi. It is incorrect. It is Saraswati. That is grammar. Because he is the transcendental initiated son of Saraswati Thakur. He is known as Saraswati Devi. Just like the daughter of King Janak is Janaki. The son of Vasudev is Vasudev. When that A is there. So not Saraswati Devi. It's correct. But in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Pranam Mantra, which is amazing and so long, Namam Vishnupada Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Sri Varsha Bhanvi Devi Daitaya Kripabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah Madhuru Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaur Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Namaste Gaurvani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupa Nuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine. We should learn these pranam mantras, understand, digest, assimilate, then we will get a glimpse of who our consciousness will be even more permeated with who Srila Prabhupada is, who our acharyas are. Namaste Saraswati Devi. And what is his activity? Gauravani Pracharina, always speaking. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that you seem to be a very intelligent person. Sitting in the back when he went, you should preach the Mahaprabhu's Vani, Gauravani. Preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauravani, to the English speaking world. Namaste Gauravani. And Namaste Gauravani means non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vani, as it is. The meaning, Yatharup, as it is, means Gauravani. Srila Prabhupada came to India after his West trip, first time, he got the opportunity to meet Mrs. Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister, when he was in Delhi. So Mrs. Indira Gandhi, then the Prime Minister of India, said that, Swamiji, you have done amazing. You have spread the name of Krishna all over the world. They are chanting Hare Krishna. You have spread Bhagavad Gita all over the world. And Prabhupada, with a very humble mood, said, all I have done is like a postman, transmitted the message as it is, what my Guru Maharaj gave me. He did not take any credit for himself. He uses the example of postman because what does the postman do? He goes to the villages. Many people cannot read. He says, my dear postman, can you read my letter? And he will open. In one house he will say, I'm very sorry to give you this news, but in this letter it says that your brother died 5 days ago. So as it is, he's reading the message. He's not thinking that suddenly they will start crying. His job is to read it as it is. In another house he goes, many congratulations. You will be very happy to know that we have been blessed with a baby girl in our family. Right? So like this, the good news. So as it is, without manipulation. And that is what our consciousness should be. Never speculate. I mentioned this morning about book distribution. Do not speculate. If you don't know the answer, be honest. I don't know it, but I can take your number and I can find the answer. And at least know a little bit enough so that you can distribute the books of what is inside Srila Prabhupada's books. Read his books. Very important. Makes sense to all of you what I have just said? Yes? So this is Prabhupada consciousness. Srimate Gaurvani Pracharya Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. And he delivered the Mayavadis, Nirviseshas. Very difficult to deliver the Mayavadis. Very difficult. Because somebody who is living in an imaginary world thinking he is God, and if you tell him that you are eternally Das, he is not going to listen to you. Only a great personality can come and convert them, like Mahaprabhu himself converted Prakashanand Saraswati, Sarva Bhattacharya, who was a Brahmavadi. But if you and I try, they will convince us if we are not well versed with Srila Prabhupada's books and the proper philosophy, then they will convince us you are also God. What are you doing about das nonsense? Come join us. So Nirvisesha. Shunyavad means Buddhist. Everything becomes zero. Lord Buddha says, of course there was a purpose. For preaching purposes he had to take that role rejecting the Vedas. So that only Lord Buddha could do. Keshavadrita Buddha Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare. So he took the form of Lord Buddha and rejected the Vedas because they were using the Vedas at that time in 2500 BC, 2500 BC, to eat meat. Oh, in such and such a page in Shiv Puran it is written that you can eat meat. In this Puran it is written you can eat meat. But of course there were rules and regulations that you have to follow. And this is for Tamoguni persons. So that slowly they will come to Rajagun and then Satagun and then Shuddha Sattva. For somebody who is drinking so much liquor, maybe 2 bottles a day, and you tell them, give me this bottle, a child takes it away, wife takes it away, immediately he will go outside and buy another one. And in the West they treat the drug addicts and this through the proper procedure that okay, now you are drinking 2 bottles, reduce it to 1. If you are drinking 1, reduce it to half. Reduce it to a quarter. Reduce it to a small cup. And slowly it weans off. Even the drug addicts in the rehabilitation centers, they are given little doses of drugs. They line up. There is a special drug known as methadone. They give them because otherwise if they suddenly stop the drugs, they will feel relapse. They will start shivering. They will start talking nonsense. They will, lots of cough or mucus will come out from their nose and they will become very violent. So in their treatment, they give them little doses. Slowly they wean them off and then they become rehabilitated completely. So similarly, the meat eating business is there in the Vedas. It's a rehabilitation process. For those who are grossly addicted to eating meat, follow. Okay, no cow eating. Nowhere in the Vedas it is mentioned, Govatya. If you have to eat a goat or something like that on an Amavas night, and you have to say these mantras and offer it to most the Tamaguni deities of Chandi, etc. And then you say this mantra right before you cutting the throat of the goat that I am killing you in this life, next time you will kill me, next life you can kill me. So slowly somebody will think that why am I doing this? There is so much other foodstuffs that we can take. Why? For sense gratification purposes, why should I eat meat? But that was not possible until Lord Buddha came. He says, forget the Vedas, throw them in the ocean. This is it, Nirvisesh. After you die, everything is finished. Everything becomes Shunya, 0. There is no birth after death. Krishna himself came to cheat as Lord Buddha. And then Ahimsa was Parodharma was established. Ahimsa was established by Lord Buddha. So there are still so many Buddhists, but only personalities like Prabhupada can deliver them. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi and Paschatya Desh. Paschatya means Westerners. All these philosophies like Charvak Muni simply enjoy. Somehow the other Charvak Muni says, steal ghee, borrow ghee, but enjoy ghee. So same way, America is living on borrowed money, Western, and now that thing is seeping here. We never heard in our days that we could get a loan for our house. But now everybody is getting this EMI business. Everybody now, the credit system has started in India. It's credit scoring. They want us to all become udharyas. Understand? Udharyas means we always will eternally remain indebted. 30 years mortgage. Who has seen 30 years? Very rarely people pay it off. Otherwise, keep paying. Throughout the life, we become slaves. Just making payments. EMI for car, EMI for loans, personal loan, debt loan. How many times you have been called by the bank? Take this loan, take this credit card. This is all Paschatya Desh philosophy. Simply coming and corrupting. And it is corrupted now and it is going to get worse. So personalities like Prabhupada, if we are conscious about Prabhupada, they deliver us from this mentality. Our grandfather used to say that if you only earn rupees 100, if you have to spend 99, save 1 rupee. If you cannot save 1 rupee, spend all 100. But do not spend 101, because that 101 means that 1 rupee is borrowed money. And they were the most happiest at that time. No tension. We called the people to the temple, please come, come. Oh no, I have to work very hard. At the end of the month, I have to pay my EMI for my home. I have to pay 25,000 rupees. But who asked you to get such a big home when you can simply live nicely, simple living, high thinking? So that is Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya. That Paschatya Tarine is also to all of us who have got that Western mentality. If we follow Prabhupada's instructions, then the Western mentality will disappear. That is one of the internal meanings of the word Paschatya Tarine. But our problem is, we are not conscious about Srila Prabhupada's position. We are not conscious about the Prabhupada's instructions to take it seriously. So those who excel, just like a child excels well in studying well throughout the year, will excel well in their marks in their final exams. So similarly, we have to excel well in our final exam also. When we leave our bodies, if our Krishna consciousness is not to par, then we come back. Puna puna janam, puna puna maranam, janani jathare shayana. Thank you all very much. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON KR Puram Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. How many hours? 3 more.
2 hours, 30 minutes and still counting.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.